I mean, I don't think it was too good on my end, but I'm really honestly just happy that they let me play on Stadium 1 again, and it was just really good to get the experience to play another night match.
Okay, who wants the first question, please? Matt?
Tough one. Physically, you're fine. That wasn't any issue in the match tonight. And I guess that would be my first question. And then the second one was, is this a situation where it's just sort of like, you know, you haven't played a match in, 6 weeks or something like that, and so it's just only so sharp that you can be from practice?
Yeah, definitely. I think, firstly, I'm not injured. I feel really good, which is, I guess, a positive to take out of this. And then secondly, yeah, it feels really weird because I do think I did well in Australia. And it feels like a little bit of a starting again. So, I think it would have been really helpful to play more matches coming into this tournament, but obviously I couldn't. And the same thing kind of goes with my tennis today. Like, there were certain things that felt extremely off because I could only start practice serving after a certain amount of time and stuff like that. So I think given the situation, it wasn't that terrible, but like I would have liked to win and continue playing the tournament.
Next one, Anita? Yeah.
Do you think the fact that tennis is pretty much exclusively, outside of the finals, single elimination tournaments makes it difficult for players who've been away for a minute to come back and get those matches under their belts, like Petra Kvitova this morning as well? Would you like to see more alternative tournament structures, or is it also a bad feeling to have to get back on the court the next day after a defeat?
I mean, I think from my end, I find it more fun to get back on the court after a loss just because I feel like I've learned so much from the loss, and it's kind of like I can't wait to apply it, sort of thing. But I've just grown up with tennis having the same tournament structure the entire time. It would be kind of interesting for it to change, but I don't know. I've just grown so accustomed to it.
Next one in English? Matt? You got another one, Matt?
Maybe next.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
What has been sort of the hardest thing about this layoff, I guess, coming as it did when you were playing so well in Australia, and in terms of the last couple weeks, did you feel like you had picked up in practice just where you had left off, or is that impossible to do when you have an injury like the one you had?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the hardest thing is like feeling like I could have done extremely well in the Australian Open, and then just having to, I guess, get into the repetition of practicing again, and trying to get stronger for tournaments like this one, and then not doing well here. It kind of, I don't know, it sucks, but like I feel like I'm also used to it from last year. Like when I think about last year, I feel completely fine right now because I know that I don't know. It feels like a little bump in the road, and I'll be back in Miami, and hopefully I'll have way more serve practice under my belt and things like that. So.
Okay, I think we'll switch to Japanese now. Aki, yeah.
How many questions I have?
You can have 2.
I needed to make a priority. Anyway,
Okay.
okay. お疲れ様です。
ありがとう。
試合オーストラリア終わった後にどれくらいタイムラインで、例えばどれくらい全くテニスしない時期があって、いつぐらいからどういう練習を始めてたのかとか、ちょっとその辺を教えてもらえますか？
Yeah, I mean, time's a blur after Australia, but I think I wasn't allowed to play for like a week or 2, maybe. And then after that, I wasn't allowed to serve for like another week. And then we had like this process of I could serve, but it was only like 50% for these couple of days and then 60 and then 70. So, yeah, I honestly don't even know what week it is right now, but yeah.
今日の試合見ていて大坂さんの方が基本的にストローク戦とかではドミネートしているってでもスコアだとビハインドになってるっていうなんかちょっと見ていて不思議な感じがしたんですけれどそういう感じっていうのは大坂さんもありましたか？
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I mean, I don't know, it's weird. Like today, I don't feel like I played well at all. But I still felt like I had so many chances to be in the match. And like obviously in the last game, I had 3 break points, which was kind of terrible that I didn't convert any. But like speaking on points like that, I think I am probably the type of player that's more dominant in points, and that's how I guess I've been able to play so well and hopefully continue to play well in the future. But there was just certain situations where I felt like even if I tried to push the ball, it would fly or it would go out or it would go in the net. So it just gave me a lot of not a good feeling whenever I would try to hit the balls that I feel like would normally go in.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
そのボールの飛び方とかっていうことで言うと今年サーフェスを変えたんですけれどそういう違いっていうのは感じましたか？
You know me. I honestly don't even know if they would change my string tension, so I'm pretty I'm not too sensitive on that. I feel like it's a hard court, so whatever, if it's faster, if it's slower. Yeah, and I also haven't, I guess, played too well here in a long time. So I think if it was like the US Open or something, I would be able to tell you, but not this one.